Hey YouTube, this story takes place when I was in Romania. Today's topic's gonna be buddy fuckers in the Marine Corps. Let's see. This is 2015, I was in the Marine Corps. Went in the Black Sea rotation force. Went to went to a few countries actually. But the first place I went to was Romania. And while I was there, we had to watch, well, not everyone, but a lot of us had fucking guard duty and stuff and whatnot. Anyway, we had to like watch the base, just walk around with our rifles and stuff, report anything unusual that we see. You know, nothing too crazy. Well, anyway, these shifts were, I want to say, I believe those 8 hour shifts, or 12 hour shifts actually. When the day starts off, go, go, go to my post, relieve the duty that's there. I relieve them, which just means I go up. They they pull out the magazine out their rifle, count the rounds that's in the magazine. Then they hand over the rounds to me. I count it in front of them. And if they're all there, then I load it in my magazine and put the magazine in my rifle. Well, we're on guard duty, and it's a two-person duty. At the time, I was a lance corporal, which is an E3, and I was on duty with this corporal. And what we have to do is we have to walk around the base, and that's it. Just make sure everything's going right, make sure no one's trying to break in, nothing crazy like that. It's just boring, really. You just do a lot of walking around. Well, anyway, the day gets started. Got my ammo, put in the rifle, and then I start walking, bullshitting, 12 hours pass, and it's time for me to, you know, the the people that the people that I relieve, they're there to relieve me now. And I pull out my magazine, count the rounds, they hand them over, and I'm 1 round short. And I'm like, fuck, how did this happen? So of course, I let the sergeant of the guard know, and he fucking wasn't. He was pissed. Everyone found out, it was a huge thing, like an investigation and stuff. Well, anyway, they asked me, they pulled me aside, like, yo, do you have the round on you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I don't. They check my pockets and stuff, check everything, they don't see the round. So then, they're telling me, did I take it out or anything like that? I'm like, no, I did not take it out of the magazine. Well, anyway, it's not looking good. I'm getting chewed out by a shitload of fucking higher ups and stuff, trying to figure out what happened to this round. I end up fucking police calling the base looking for that thing. So I'm walking around, looking on the ground, with a staff sergeant and a gunnery sergeant next to me, yelling and screaming while I'm walking around this whole base looking for this round. Hours go by, nothing. They go in my room, trash my room, tear my room apart, nothing. A few more hours pass. They're threatening me, telling me I'm gonna get, a fucking non-judicial punishment. They're gonna try to push it for a fucking court martial, blah, 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 blah. They're telling me I stole this round and stuff. They put me on suicide watch at night because they think I stole this round in a Marine with a bullet. They assume that you might want to kill yourself or something. But so anyway, the next morning, I'm in the office getting yelled at, about to get fucking some paperwork, blah blah blah, but this round getting yelled at. And then the gunny that was yelling at me, the gunnery sergeant, fucking, someone came in and went to talk to him. Wow, so he left. And I'm in this room, his office, and then the fucking CO comes, he's asking me about the bullet, telling me like, do I want to, giving me a chance basically to tell him where the bullet is, and I say I don't know. Well, anyway, an hour later, the gunny comes back, and he's talking to me, and he's like, hey, he's started apologizing and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he tells me to leave. I'm not in trouble or nothing, but just go. I'm like, okay. Some time passes. I called into the company office, go in there, and they told me that some random sergeant from a different unit happened to see the corporal that I was on fucking guard duty with. He seen him counting rounds in his cover, which is a hat. So you pretty much just take the magazine out, you're taking one round at a time, dropping in the hat as you're counting it, and then after you do that, you put it back. That's just the quick way how Marines count rounds. Well, some random Marine said he kept on watching this, the corporal I was on with, count these rounds over and over. And during this time when he was doing this, we had to go to chow. We didn't have to, but it was breakfast time, so we went to chow to get some food. And when you have your rifle, when you go to the chow, you have to hand over your rifle to, hand them over to who you're on duty with. So I hand my rifle over to this corporal. Go get my food, which is just, I go in there, grab a sandwich, come out with the sandwich, and get my rifle back, and I hold his rifle while he does the same, and so on. That's how we eat while we're on duty. And nothing was wrong there, because that's literally your SOPs. That's what they told us to do. It's how we're supposed to do it. Nothing wrong there. Anyway, it turns out when he had both the rifles, when I was in the chow getting my sandwich, he decided to count the rounds, and he dropped a round. Yeah, sergeant, apparently some random sergeant seen the Marine counting the rounds, and he's like, why does he keep counting them? Probably think like, this ain't right. Anyway, probably it's not a big deal. But then he probably heard, because like when a round goes missing, everyone on base hears about that, because it's a huge deal, and he probably put one and two together and was like, I better say something. And luckily he did, because I almost got in some serious trouble because of that corporal. So much happened. And the lesson that I learned is every single time I hand over my rifle, even if I don't have to, if I have rounds in it, I'm gonna count them bitches and fucking make sure you count them in front of me, even if you don't have to. Well, that's probably what I should do. I'm out the Marine Corps now, and I'm not really enlisted or anything like that. Alright, well anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you was entertained. Well, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Thank you.